right! This is unbelievable! Kirby is down! Sonic is down! And there's the bat!
Sonic CrossWorlds is looking to take Sega's mascot into new directions and bring in characters that you would never ever think cross paths with Sonic. However, Sonic being an easily marketable character has had tons of crossovers prior to this. Some obvious and well known, others so insane it makes you wonder what the heck was Sega thinking when they greenlit that idea. And that's what this video is counting down. Here are the 10 weirdest Sonic crossovers. A few rules. Sonic and friends have to interact with another property or company, so that means no references or cameos in other products. Second, only official stuff. No apologies to any Super Sonic Cross Universe fans out there. So with that out of the way, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's start the video.
Non-stop power!
Let's start this list off with an easy one. Angry Birds is a simple yet intuitive mobile game that became a smash hit, and a hit with the kids that is not a horribly exploitative game, nor a safe haven for kid diddlers. Hopefully. Sega bought Rovio Entertainment in 2023, thus owning Angry Birds. So it makes sense to consolidate their ownership with a crossover. Angry Birds got Sonic-themed suits and Robotnik costumes for the pigs. It was active in early 2024, but came back later that year for a Shadow-specific collaboration. There is something humorous about seeing an angry-looking Shadow next to an angry bird. Well, I mean, they're both angry after all. Are you not an Angry Birds player but really want to play as one in a Sonic game? Just get the Angry Birds characters in the mobile game Sonic Dash. There's not much else to add here. I'm not into mobile games, my phone space is better used for memes. Nintendo and Sega in 2013, not knowing what the hell they were doing with their lives. Then again, in 2013, I didn't know what I was doing either. When you were as far behind as Nintendo was during the Wii U era, you might as well try weird stuff to see what sticks. A bit of context is needed here. Nintendo and Sega made a deal for exclusive Sonic games for the Wii U. These included Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games on the off chance Sega decided to make a Mario game for the PS3 and 360, Sonic Lost World, and Sonic Boom. Sonic Lost World, while divisive, is actually one of my favorite Sonic games. It has a learning curve for sure, but when you get a hang of it, it's a blast. The Wii U version at least. The 3DS version, not so much. I'm not drunk yet, I'm just playing the special stages on the 3DS version. The Wii U version managed to get official free DLC levels featuring Nintendo's IPs. The first one being a Yoshi level that looks and plays straight out of Yoshi's Island, even though you play as Sonic, making it better than a Yoshi game. It's a standard level for sure, but you can tell that the dev team had a lot of fun making this one. It's colorful, has great music, and is a total love letter to the Yoshi's Island games. The Zelda collaboration was a lot more involved. It's an open world loosely based on Twilight Princess's Hyrule Field. Sonic gets a Link outfit, collects rupees instead of rings, and has fun solving puzzles using Sonic abilities, all leading towards a tube-shaped dungeon with plenty of bad guys to defeat and get the Triforce. It's a short level, but there's loads of Easter eggs showing that Sonic team really wanted to do right by Zelda. Playing the Zelda level again in 2025 is something with Breath of the Wild and Frontiers being out. Long before either series would go truly open world, Sonic Lost World did it first. It's like a proof of concept for both titles that, yeah, open world is the future for both of your games. And it bears repeating, the Lost World collaboration levels were totally free. The Lost World DLC was an awesome collaboration that showed that Sonic could work in more Nintendo titles. Might I suggest Kid Icarus? Unfortunately, with the Wii U eShop being down, it is no longer possible to officially download the Lost World DLC levels, but I am sure there are other ways to enjoy them.
What are you trying to do, tickle me to death? Don't turn your back on me!
You're already dead.
It's so refreshing to have anime games not made by Bandai Namco and have more of a budget than a Chili's gift card. One of Sega's more popular mobile games in Japan is Fist of the North Star Revive, which at time of making this video is still getting regular updates. To celebrate Sega's 30th anniversary, Sonic became a temporary playable character in Revive, and that totally validates this one joke from the Sonic comics. Sonic looks really out of place in the Hokuto no Ken universe, but there's not really much you can do to his design to make him fit in with Tetsuo Hara's iconic art style, unless they wanted to hire one of those muscular fetish artists you see on DeviantArt. It's just a funny collaboration that no one asked for, but I am so glad exists. Revive also had collaborations with Street Fighter and Virtual Fighter, making this technically the second game Akira, Ryu, and Sonic have ever met in a video game. If I had a nickel for every game that Sonic, Ryu, and Akira met in, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but I really should not be getting so much mileage out of that one Phineas and Ferb quote. Now if they want to add Akira and Ryu to Sonic CrossWorlds Racing, we'd have 3 nickels. Add in Kenshiro as well. Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed was an improvement to the already spectacular Sonic and All-Stars Racing. With this new game came legendary Sega characters like Vice, Joe Musashi, BD Joe, Ulala, the Dreamcast controller, Wreck-It Ralph, Real Racer Danica Patrick, Team Fortress characters, and Simon Lane from Yogg's Cast. Who doesn't remember the epic battle with Simon Lane near the end of Phantasy Star 3? Some oddballs to say the least, so let's go through them. Wreck-It Ralph makes sense as Sonic made a cameo in that movie. And yes, I know it's a Disney movie, not a Pixar one. To this day, I still get comments on that one small error in my original Sonic Iceberg video. It's been 4 years since I made that video, can you believe it? And that video has been helping me pay the bills. Team Fortress characters are video game characters and were platform exclusive to Steam, so that makes sense. What is out there is Simon Lane, who made Yogg's Cast, which was about Minecraft. So there's at least a connection to games there, however small it is. And I'm going to be real with you guys, I am sure Simon Lane is a great guy, but I have never watched anything from him or any of the Yogg's Cast guys, and I am not about to start. From what I gather, Simon was shoved in at the behest of Sega due to a humble bundle deal, because obviously a Minecraft content dude would sell more copies of a game than a character like Hatsune Miku or Sakura, though apparently he sold well, so maybe they had a point. On the upside, downloads for Simon went to charity, which is nice. And then there was the actual celebrity of the game, IndyCar and NASCAR racer Danica Patrick, who was also shoved into a video game where she does not really fit in. At least she's a real racer instead of a Minecraft streamer, so I can justify her more than Simon Lane or Ronaldo from City of the Wolves. I'm still not getting over that one. According to articles at the time, Patrick was put in to help Sonic stand out more from Mario Kart. I guess transforming vehicles and dynamic racetracks don't do that enough. It's a big promotion for one of the most prominent female racers, and there was merchandise and sponsors for her. Basically, one fat advertisement for something that most video game players aren't going to give a crap about. Don't go shooting me in the comments. I don't know anything about NASCAR, IndyCar, F1, or any of that stuff, unless it's F1 starring Brad Pitt or Talladega Nights starring Will Ferrell, the latter of which won the Academy Award for Greatest Comedy of All time. Sumo must have been aware that Patrick wasn't going to be a popular character, as her and Pudding share the same exact stats. Looking back at Sonic Racing Transformed, it's a great game, yet really weird. But isn't that part of the charm for Sonic? Here's some new information I learned. Love Live is considered a seinen manga in Japan. It looks like we got our 4th member of the seinen manga Mount Rushmore. Sega produces, or at least used to produce, the Love Live figures for Crane games. So why not have Sonic and Love Live girls meet up? There are 3 collabs. Sonic meeting Rin Hoshizoda, Hanamaru Kunikita, and Rinari. Rin was also in a Puyo Puyo crossover, which is kinda cool. There wasn't much to this promo besides the art and a bit of merchandise out there. It's just funny to see official art of Sonic being carried by a Japanese squirrel girl with him having a big grin on his face. I am positive that sites like Pixiv had a field day with that ship. The 2 franchises haven't crossed over in years, so I guess Sega is no longer involved with the Love Live franchise. I guess we aren't getting Rin or Hanamaru for Sonic CrossWorlds. The only thing I've seen since then is voice actress, seiyuu, Natsumi Murakami taking a selfie for Sonic's birthday. I told you all the ladies love Sonic. Regardless, with a bit of that crunk in me, I will happily belt out Snow Halation at karaoke. Anime fans have it so easy these days. Any new show is out damn near the same day in the States as it is in Japan with subtitles and an English dub ready to go. When I was growing up, we had to wait week after week to watch stuff on Toonami or Foxbox with a ton of censorship because kids couldn't handle bullets, blood, or the word kill. Funny how things have come full circle. 4Kids got the license to dub Sonic X in the States and it was fire! At the time. It aired on Foxbox, which then became 4Kids TV. I feel like 4Kids TV and Kids WB were the last bastions for Saturday morning cartoons until people realized these networks played cartoons all the time, then streaming came along. For bumpers, 4Kids would cut up clips of their shows with original voice acting, leading to things like, this.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light
what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming?
An original creation for 4Kids was called Fight for the Fox Box, which aired in 2003 and had a DVD. A mysterious being gave 5 TV codes to the antagonists of these shows, and it's up to their respective heroes to get the codes back so they can enjoy their television programming.
If I miss this week's Kirby, heads are gonna roll.
Raphael being a Kirby fan is one of the least surprising things ever. And after watching this again, I totally forgot Shaman King was the shiznit. The heroes succeed in getting their codes back, leaving the turtles to find theirs and wrap up the special. Leonardo gets the code but gets utterly murked by Shredder. A brutal attack from the Foot Clan causes the turtles to retreat, barely escaping with their lives and the code. With those codes, you could access fightforthefoxbox.com, now defunct, for information on shows coming to a TV near you. The special ends to reveal that the Cramp twins of all people were behind this whole thing. That's right, Shredder, King DDD, Robotnik, the fools from Cubics, and Ultimate Muscle all bend the knee to the Cramp twins. What a bunch of absolute wieners! Also, take 2 shots if you even remember the Cramp twins. Sometimes you have to pregame at 2 p.m. on a Saturday, and sometimes you just have to have some of that Dwayne The Rock Johnson tequila in you. This is actually surprisingly good. This whole thing is insane looking back at it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Sonic, Kirby, Cubics, Funky Cops, remember ACAB, and especially if they're funky. Ultimate Muscle, Shaman King, and the Cramp Twins all in one product. Nintendo wishes they could make the next Smash Bros. With a lineup as good as that. While 4Kids did do a number on anime localization, you do have to give them some credit for making a collaboration like this. I don't think Sega, Nintendo, or Shonen Jump gave 4Kids their blessing to make this mess, but they did it anyway. Ask for forgiveness, not permission. And I guess this was the first Sega and Nintendo crossover before Super Smash Bros. Brawl. This also reminds me of how important bumpers were for TV channels. It gave each channel a unique identity and made the experience of watching a TV show that much more special. It was like relief, a temporary escape from the stresses of school and constant family drama, where you could just drone out for a few hours and enjoy some entertainment. Watching the promos for Foxbox, 4Kids TV, Kids WB, and Cartoon Network and the like just hit me in the stomach with a certain kind of nostalgia. The 2004 Cartoon Network City promos in particular take me back to a time that I long for, but no, I can never go back to. Longing for comfort long since forgotten. Oh, sorry, where was I? Oh yeah, Foxbox. It's a weird crossover that only could have existed in the early 2000s. It's a total trip, and I recommend giving it a watch. There's a link in the description so you can enjoy it for yourself.
We fought evil ninjas, evil robots, evil monsters, but canceling my Saturday morning cartoons? That's the evilest evil ever!
Neopets is one of those things I heard about throughout my life, yet never played. I am not sure if I missed out or made the right choice. For what it's worth, I did get really into Gaia Online circa 2007. I even made a bunch of bogus emails to farm for coins before I realized that this is stupid and moved on in life. Anyway, back to Neopets. To promote Sonic and the Black Knight, Sega had a flash game on Neopets where you play as Sonic getting bukkake by apples thrown at him by the Knights of the Round Table. The game ends after Sonic loses all of his health after getting creamed by too many apples. If an apple a day keeps the doctor away, then tell me, would a doctor be able to see you after getting splooged on by 1,000,000 apples? I should have phrased those sentences much better than that, but we keep moving. According to the Sonic Wiki, if you got a high enough score, you could see a new trailer for the then upcoming Sonic and the Black Knight. A game that I also have not played. Call me old-fashioned, but I miss it when trailers weren't so easily accessible on YouTube. There is something magical and mysterious about going to a movie theater and seeing trailers for movies that you hadn't heard of yet, or having to wait for E3 or Tokyo Game Show to see the new trailers for all the games that you want to play, instead of stuff dropping on YouTube seemingly randomly for content creators such as myself to react to. Shoutouts to Christopher Nolan for having a teaser trailer for The Odyssey being in theaters only at time of making this video. And this is the second time in this video I'm ranting like an old man because I'm padding this powered out because Neopets and Sonic and the Black Knight are two things I have no experience with and I'm not about to start, so let's move on. And if anybody has a copy of Sonic and the Black Knight and the way they want to donate to my channel, I would not be against it. Same with any of these games. Sonic the Hedgehog is very popular in America, Europe, Mexico, Brazil, basically anywhere that is not Japan. That has not stopped Sega from throwing everything at the wall to try to get people to like Sonic in the country. One attempt was getting a music video with the popular hip-hop group Enflow. Sega used the song Tripod Baby for the commercial, which features 2 of the artists playing the game, random CG characters, shadow dancing, and some gameplay footage. This is cut from a longer music video, which is just, wow. Someone really thought that the best way to advertise this dark game filled with violence, guns, swearing, alien blood, and child murder was with the character dancing with a bunch of random CG characters to an uplifting J hip-hop song. This is actually an edit of the original music video, which lacks Shadow the Hedgehog. The Shadow version includes more Shadow, obviously, him dancing, and trapping Enflow in the Time Stone box from Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. If there was ever an example of a square peg in a round hole, this is that. The worst part is, the song is a total bop, just not the vibe the game was going for. I guess this collab wasn't the unit shifter that Sega was expecting. In future games, the Sega sound team would collaborate with artists more in line with Sonic's vibe. Then that gets thrown out the window when you remember that Akon did an unusually horny remix of Sweet 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 by Dreams Come True for Sonic 06. Yes, that Akon. I think if Akon just stuck to making Sonic music and cranking his hog to DeviantArt like the rest of us, he would not have blowed a bunch of money on a city in Africa that he ended up not making. The same comic book publisher that gave us classics like Spawn, Hack Slash, Invincible Again 13, among many others. They crossed over with Sonic in an official comic in 1998. That cover is so how to draw anime levels of artistry. I had one of those how to draw anime books as a kid. I still can't freaking draw. Everyone's favorite weirdo, Ken Penders, wrote this fever dream of a comic. And here's a brief summary. A woman named Particle transports into Sonic's universe to steal a Master Emerald. Sonic and friends give chase and follow her into the Image Comics universe. It then becomes a cameo cavalcade of a bunch of Image Comics characters like Savage Dragon, Shadowhawk 2, and Spawn, who nopes out as soon as possible. There's even cameos of Batman, Spider-Man, and Popeye at one point.
Holy shit, it's Spider-Man!
The story ends with the heroes beating the villain Dr. Droid, who Penders wanted to be Dr. Robotnik in disguise, getting the emerald and going home and never speaking of this adventure again. Only Penders could have written such a, masterpiece. Between this and Fight for the Fox Box totally folds Image Comics in this case. Supposedly, this crossover was willed into existence as someone at Image Comics had 2 kids who read Sonic comics. I personally think that Ken Penders made this to get his own comic book off the ground. Particle and Dr. Droid were original characters that got their own comic called The Lost One, which bombed. Time is a flat circle, ain't it, Penders? The burgers and fries at any Albuquerque strip joint will absolutely fold anything Hooters shits out. In some cum-induced fever dream by Sega's marketing department, Sega of Japan teamed up with Hooters of all things to promote Sonic Forces. Several stores in Tokyo had Sonic Forces cardboard standees, Sonic plushes to enhance the ambiance, exclusive coasters, which I imagine are collector's pieces these days. I'm on a cut right now, that's why I'm only drinking tequila along with White Monster, but I would definitely fuck up that glizzy. Every now and again, the Hooters girls would come out to dance to Fist Bump. Honey, how was your day at work? I had to wear orange hot pants and dance to Sonic music. I'm living the dream! Sadly, I was not residing in Tokyo at the time, so I missed out on this once-of-a-lifetime experience. I still have no idea why Sega went to Hooters. Hooters of all things for a promotion. Was it supposed to be a Yakuza collab, but someone at Sega sent the wrong email? Or maybe the CEO of Hooters was just a really big fan of Sonic. Sonic has crossed over with other food chains in Japan, most notably Sweet's Paradise, which I've been to and ate way too much food there, but what else is new? This was a weird time in Sonic's life. In the same year you had the big win of Mania, then you have the polarizing but I like it forces, and then Sonic crossed Hooters. I hope all who went to this event had a fantastic time. It should also be noted that Sonic Forces had the infamous Sonic shirt as free DLC, whose description references the Game Grubs, who are known to frequently rip on Sonic games, especially Aaron because he is powered by terrible gaming takes. Is it Aaron or Aaron? I know the comments are just going to let me know, so what's the point of asking? I ran a poll on my community tab page about who was the most out there guest character in the video game, and unsurprisingly, our boy Ronaldo won this round. I only had 4 options for the YouTube poll, but I could have gone way deeper than that. Did you know that Fred Durst was in the Fight Club video game? Yeah, that's how weird guest characters have been. Anyway, here are some honorable mentions. Possibly the most desperate attempt by Sega to market Sonic in Japan. Sammy, the company that bought Sega, would sponsor MMA events in Japan, more specifically Pancras. Seeing an opportunity, Sega, Sammy, and Pancras decided to use the December 5th, 2005 match to promote Shadow the Hedgehog. It was hard to find footage of the event, so I'm using clips that Badnik Mechanic uploaded. I'll leave a link in the description to his video you can check out. Here's a quick summary of the events. This event was also to promote the video game, but it was also surprisingly brutal. One of the earliest matches were so violent that a man was bleeding all over the ring and had to have the doctor come in to help him out. Then after that, the aforementioned tripod baby played while a man in a shadow costume posed for the crowd. Talk about a mood shift. And that happened throughout the night, with MMA fights and martial arts exhibitions being broken up with Shadow the Hedgehog coming out every now and again. This is way more surreal than that City of the Wolves boxing promotion thing. Do you think anyone in that crowd went out and bought Shadow the Hedgehog after the event? Keep in mind, this was before streaming online was commonplace, so only those who went to the event saw the advertising in the moment. Hopefully this advertisement didn't cost Sega Sammy too much. So, you might ask, what was the reason behind this collaboration? Why, of all things, would you collaborate with an MMA event for a Sonic the Hedgehog video game? According to Yuji Naka himself, he thought that the red and black of the Pancras logo resembled Shadow's colors. This whole thing went down literally due to Yuji Naka thinking, that logo is giving Shadow the Hedgehog. I suppose that's good as a reason as anything else. So there's a look at some Sonic crossovers finished, and I hope you enjoyed it. Really, this video is more about Sega's marketing of the franchise over the years, because there's been some really cool crossovers for marketing purposes. And yeah, all it is just to shield the game, but you can have fun making that crossover. Though, as we've learned in this video, there's been some out there ideas for the franchise. Some of them worked, some of them did not. But that's part of the fun for Sonic for me, because there's so much to this franchise, and so many just out there insane ideas that it never gets boring to research. So I had a lot of fun making this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. So leave me a few comments. What was your favorite part of this video, or what would you like to see Sonic crossover with next? Let me know down there in the comments. And no, I did not forget One OK Heroes, or whatever that show is called on Cartoon Network. That was not weird enough for this video. And while you're down there commenting, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to for notifications of future videos. Follow me on the social media accounts like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok at ZMigs. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Later, everybody. Take care.